Underrated war movies are hidden gems that deliver gritty, visceral portrayals of conflict, often overlooked in favor of blockbuster epics. These films reveal the psychological toll of warfare, capturing the human struggle amid harrowing conditions and moral complexities. They span various time periods, locations, and conflicts, offering unique perspectives on bravery, sacrifice, and the complex emotions soldiers face on the battlefield. From lesser-known World War II tales to raw portrayals of Vietnam, here's a list of 10 underrated war films that deserve a closer look. Come and See follows Floria, a teenage boy in German-occupied Belarus, as he joins a local Soviet resistance group during World War II. What begins as an almost romanticized adventure quickly descends into a horrifying journey through the atrocities of war. Floria's naive innocence is shattered as he's exposed to the brutal genocide of villagers, mass murders, and the chaos and despair of armed conflict. The film takes him and the audience through scenes of unimaginable horror, as he encounters helpless civilians and is forced to flee for survival. Considered a landmark of Soviet cinema, Come and See is renowned for its intense realism and psychological horror, which Klimov achieved using raw, unfiltered techniques. The use of distorted soundscapes and warping visuals reflects the psychological impact of trauma, making viewers feel as if they are experiencing Floria's breakdown firsthand. The director famously used real bullets on set to enhance the actors' performances, adding a layer of raw fear and realism. Alexei Kravchenko, who plays Floria, delivers an unforgettable performance as he visibly ages through the course of the film, his innocent face turning into a hollow, haunted mask. Come and See is not just a war movie. It's an anti-war manifesto that unflinchingly shows the scars conflict leaves on humanity. Set against the backdrop of the Soviet-Afghan War, The Beast of War centers on a Soviet tank crew commanded by a ruthless officer, Daskal, who's willing to go to extreme lengths to complete his mission. When the tank veers off course in a hostile Afghan valley, the crew finds themselves trapped in unfamiliar and unforgiving territory, facing hostility from both the local villagers and nature itself. Internal tensions rise as the crew confronts the morality of their mission, especially as their ruthless commander's sadistic tendencies become more apparent. One of the few American films about the Soviet-Afghan War, The Beast of War stands out for its unique perspective and moral complexity. The film is more than a standard war movie, exploring themes of loyalty, duty, and the morality of warfare from the viewpoint of Soviet soldiers. Jason Patric and George Dzunza deliver nuanced performances as they navigate survival in hostile territory while grappling with the moral cost of their mission. The vast, desolate landscapes reflect the psychological isolation of the characters, highlighting the futility and despair of war. The film's authenticity and layered portrayal of Soviet soldiers elevate it to one of the most thought-provoking war movies of its era. In The Thin Red Line, Terrence Malick offers a meditative and philosophical take on war by focusing on the internal conflicts of American soldiers during the Battle of Guadalcanal in World War II. The story, based on James Jones' novel, follows several soldiers with differing perspectives on war, spirituality, and survival as they endure grueling combat. The focus is less on battle and more on how these experiences shape their understanding of life, death, and the meaning of existence. Unlike typical war films that emphasize explosive action sequences, The Thin Red Line is a reflective and visually stunning exploration of war's effect on the soul. Malick's emphasis on nature and the soldier's introspection presents the conflict as part of a larger, indifferent natural cycle. The film's stunning cinematography and philosophical voiceovers offer an almost spiritual exploration of conflict. With a star-studded cast, including Sean Penn, Nick Nolte, and Jim Caviezel, each actor brings a unique perspective to their role, embodying the film's exploration of war's existential questions. Released the same year as Saving Private Ryan, it was initially overshadowed but has since gained recognition as a deeply profound war film. Set during the waning days of World War II, A Midnight Clear follows a group of young American soldiers sent to establish an observation post in the Ardennes. While scouting the snowy landscape, they encounter a group of German soldiers who wish to surrender. Suspense builds as the Americans attempt to negotiate a peaceful outcome, but the tension between cooperation and duty to country inevitably leads to tragic consequences. The film beautifully captures the tension between human compassion and military duty, set against the bleak winter landscape. A Midnight Clear is a haunting exploration of the tenuous moments of humanity that can emerge even in war. Set amidst snow-covered forests, the winter scenery becomes a metaphor for the cold, isolating reality of conflict. The film doesn't rely on action-packed sequences. Instead, it captures the soldiers' inner turmoil as they struggle with their morality. The film's young cast, led by Ethan Hawke, Gary Sinise, and Peter Berg, brings an authenticity and vulnerability to the roles, making the story feel personal and intimate. The poignant story highlights the futility and tragedy of war, with a powerful, understated emotional depth that resonates long after the credits roll. Based on a brutal battle in Vietnam, Hamburger Hill follows a platoon of American soldiers tasked with capturing a heavily fortified hill, resulting in one of the most infamous and harrowing assaults of the war. As the men advance up the hill, they face relentless enemy fire and endure extreme physical and psychological tolls. The film doesn't shy away from depicting the dehumanizing grind of battle, offering a stark view of the camaraderie and horrors shared by soldiers. Hamburger Hill stands out for its intense realism, emphasizing the brutality of the Vietnam conflict and the emotional toll on its participants. The unflinching portrayal of combat, combined with authentic dialogue and military tactics, immerses viewers in the raw chaos of war. The film's refusal to glorify violence and its focus on the soldiers' exhaustion and disillusionment make it a powerful statement on the futility of conflict. The young cast, including Don Cheadle and Dylan McDermott, delivers gritty performances that capture the bond between soldiers as well as the psychological weight they carry. This German film follows a squad of German soldiers stationed on the Eastern Front during the Battle of Stalingrad. As they endure the harsh winter and increasing Russian resistance, the soldiers struggle not only with external threats but also with moral and ethical dilemmas. The film is a somber portrayal of the Eastern Front's relentless brutality, offering insight into the physical and psychological toll faced by German soldiers during one of World War II's deadliest battles. Stalingrad is a harrowing depiction of one of history's most infamous battles, presenting the harshness of the Russian winter as a major antagonist. The film's emphasis on survival over heroism challenges traditional war movie narratives, portraying the Germans as vulnerable individuals facing overwhelming odds. Vilsmayer's decision to focus on the day-to-day lives of soldiers, including the hopelessness of their situation and the slow decay of morale, gives the movie a dark, tragic edge that lingers with viewers long after it ends. Set during the Winter War of 1939 to 1940, this Finnish film tells the story of ordinary Finnish soldiers who join the fight to protect their homeland from Soviet invasion. The men are ill-prepared and outnumbered, but their determination to defend Finland is unwavering. The film immerses viewers in the brutal realities of winter warfare, with soldiers braving extreme cold and relentless attacks. Known for its historical accuracy and patriotic tone, Talvisota captures Finland's David versus Goliath struggle with gripping realism. The film's battle scenes are chaotic and unforgiving, showing the desperate determination of Finnish soldiers in the face of near-certain death. The movie serves as a tribute to the Finnish resilience and provides insight into a lesser-known chapter of World War II. This Netflix-produced film recounts the 1961 Siege of Jadotville, where an Irish UN peacekeeping unit found itself vastly outnumbered and under siege in the Congo. The soldiers, led by Commandant Pat Quinlan, display courage and resilience as they fend off wave after wave of attacks despite limited resources and lack of support. The Siege of Jadotville combines intense action with a gripping, suspenseful narrative, showcasing the heroism of the underdog soldiers. Jamie Dornan's portrayal of Quinlan adds depth to the story, portraying him as both a fierce leader and a thoughtful strategist. The film brings much-needed attention to an overlooked historical event, highlighting the resilience and tactical ingenuity of the Irish soldiers. In World War I's Argonne Forest, the Lost Battalion, led by Major Charles Whittlesey, is cut off behind enemy lines, surrounded by German forces. Facing overwhelming odds and scarce resources, the soldiers must hold their position in hopes of being rescued. The film is a harrowing account of endurance and sacrifice. The Lost Battalion brings the grim conditions of World War I trench warfare to life, with claustrophobic, intense battle sequences. Rick Schroeder's performance as Whittlesey is compelling, embodying the steadfast courage and quiet desperation of the men. The film's realistic portrayal of combat conditions and relentless German assaults immerses viewers in the harrowing ordeal. Set during World War II, Cross of Iron follows a battle-hardened German sergeant, Steiner, who becomes entangled in a conflict with a ruthless Prussian officer obsessed with earning the Iron Cross. As they face constant attacks on the Eastern Front, Steiner questions the purpose and morality of his actions while contending with both the Russians and his superiors. Directed by Sam Peckinpah, Cross of Iron presents war as chaotic and morally ambiguous, rejecting traditional narratives of heroism. The film explores themes of class conflict, survival, and the brutality of warfare through Steiner's experiences, making it a philosophical study of war's corrupting influence. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next one.